Looks like we're live.
Mike, hey.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Turn your mic on, Mike.
Oh, yeah, there was too much line. That's okay, we had super good ice cream here.
Not yet, Chinma.
Oh, yeah, you need to tell your teachers all.
What is shindig? What's shindig?
It's a platform for hosting Hangout.
Ah,
Cool.
it allows more than 10 people?
Yeah.
I know my school has officially banned Google Hangout, so I have to do it in my personal ID. And yet I can do it on this machine, which I have no idea why.
Why have they banned Google Hangouts?
I don't know. I think you meet with nefarious people, you know, like guys from Trinity or something. I have no idea, Ralph. I have no idea whatsoever.
Hi, Mike W.
Hey, that looks good.
Is this thing working?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you, Mike, but we can't see you. You don't have your camera on. And Mike W., you're muted.
Nice. I have no idea how to put my picture on there or video on there, so I'll be voice only. I just downloaded this app now because I don't have a camera on my laptop.
Okay, so
Don't worry, you're not alone.
You can put a pretty picture up like Chinma does.
Mike,
Maybe next time.
Mike W., you're still muted. There you go. We can hear you chewing now.
So what's for dinner, Mike?
Hamburgers and waffle fries.
Ooh.
Ooh. Hey, barbecue chicken.
So how's everything going out there?
It's going well.
Ralph, did you get Owen's email?
Which one?
Sent one today.
No, I didn't get any today.
Okay,
I got one. I sent him. You saw that, right? A summary of.
okay, I'll forward it to you.
Okay. Good news.
It's a tool that's a tool for cybersecurity.
Any news on funding for the internship stuff?
The internships.
Yeah, Pauline said that only the students from Hartford were going to be funded.
Well, yeah. I mean, it looks like somebody in the mayor's office raised the question about how much of the funding over the summer from that project went to Hartford students. They were okay with it initially, but I guess they want to be careful going ahead.
Yeah.
So either living in Hartford or going to school in Hartford school.
I drive through Hartford. No, I wonder if we could get Craig or somebody like that to sponsor us.
What's that?
I wonder if we could get Craig to sponsor us.
Well, this year we're going to at least look at having a corporate sponsor, but I haven't had a chance to meet with the development office. I'm also waiting for Mike Rossetti, the guy who came to make the video during the summer.
Yeah.
I think we don't know what he's put together yet, but I think we might be able to use that as a promotional video. So I want to hold off. That might appeal to a corporation. I can't imagine that we wouldn't be able to raise some money from a corporation that wants to co-sponsor that.
That's cool. And, you know, the other thing is we have the guys from the House App Challenge, the senators. Maybe we can tap them, too.
Hey, Mike, we can see you now.
Nice. I don't know if I like that.
Mike, you look gorgeous.
Thanks.
You mean the house app challenge, Betsy?
Yeah. Lynn Estes and the guy from my area. Short and bald. Semi-bald.
And then it's not Tim Larson's.
No. Like New London in that area.
Oh.
Just a sec. Get it.
Yeah, so Pauline, why don't you give us an update on that? We are this week going to try to contact the students from the summer and ask them, one person per team, to join a group that will continue to maintain those apps and answer questions from the clients and things like that.
Yeah.
I know that Alan is really keen on it. Well, so is Alicia.
Yeah, I think we got a list of names, but they're all boys, right, Pauline?
Right, and our problem with that, we had 2 girls that were from Hartford that were eligible to come back, and neither of the mentors picked them.
Yeah, so maybe.
Yeah, I think Alicia is the only one that would be going for it too. I mean, she's female, but.
Is she interested in it?
Oh yeah. And they're both interested in doing next summer as kind of like like mentors. Which I think is cool.
So any issues coming up in your class with the tablets or with the Wi-Fi or anything? Things that just been working? I haven't heard any issues from our Hartford group, or even from some of the online people that are doing it. Really, things seem to be working.
Yeah, my router doesn't work, but that's just an individual issue with myself.
You mean the router we were using in the summer, or your school?
The router that Pauline gave me worked, and then finally when we got Wi-Fi into the school, for some reason the router no longer works.
The router Pauline gave you no longer works?
No, and then the Wi-Fi network that they have won't allow the computers to communicate with each other, or the devices to communicate with each other. So I think as of now I've either got to get the IT department to install the USB or do something else.
So there's no reason, unless they turned off the jack that you were plugging that router that Pauline gave you in.
No, it's not the jack, because I checked the jack. The jack still gives me internet.
Permission?
The other, we have Apple routers too that no longer work in the school. So
what?
I don't know what it is that's making them not work with the routers, but they're not working.
So the router doesn't work at all, or just doesn't work with Apple?
No, the router works. It just doesn't give internet access.
That's permissions.
Huh. They must be doing. Oh, so it's not the jack. So they're just maybe blocking outgoing connections from anything but their local Wi-Fi.
Right. Yeah, that's probably a purposeful thing on their part. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna send in a help ticket tomorrow.
How long has it been happening?
For a week.
When's the next time Pauline will be coming over?
Next Monday.
Let us know if you want us to talk to IT.
Yeah, okay, I will. Yeah, I might have you. They can be a pain.
I'm just using ES files and transferring it that way. I'm not even bothering because I bought that last year and I'm not going to win with the IT department. And even my principal can't help you, Ralph, because the IT guy is under the superintendent. We've got an interim superintendent right now, and he's firing people. So I'll stick to yes files.
So you're doing everything by downloading packaged files?
Yeah, it works. It's not as good, but it works.
Yeah.
And it also is, I mean, they're really good about downloading APKs and AIAs. The only thing they don't know how to do yet is put the barcode up on their wikis, but they've got everything else up.
Okay. How about you, Mike? You I remember had lots of conversation with your IT.
Once they got the impression that the devices were theirs to own, they had no problem getting them on our secure network. They dropped them off on the first Tuesday in September. We had them on secure wireless that Wednesday afternoon after that.
Oh, nice.
And we were testing the tablets on the wireless to the computers on the internet.
Sorry, I'm at the library.
That's okay. They had the tablets on the wireless and the computer still on wired, and we were having problems when the apps were trying to send data back and forth from screen to screen. So we fixed that by ordering wireless antennas for the lab machines, and then we got them on Wi-Fi today. So they were working with simple apps, and they would crash sometimes, but it was as often as it crashed on us during the summer.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, sorry that it crashes at all, but
It's okay.
We have overall bandwidth issues, so that's another reason for going down to a lower bandwidth method. Because our backbone is just, they added Wi-Fi ports everywhere and didn't up the backbone.
well. Any other problems with the lessons or anything? How are the students enjoying it?
My students love it. I have one student who keeps working ahead.
You can make him a teaching assistant.
Yeah, I think I will.
My kids really like the interactive questions, Ralph.
Is that right?
They're really enjoying it. I'm having them do it with every section. I wish I could scrape the data off of it. Maybe that's a can-do for later on.
Yeah, well, that's something we have to work on with Google. You know, they're supposed to come out with a new release, and we're hoping we can get it to work with that.
That would be cool.
You mean to see how often they try them and that sort of thing?
No, well, yeah, I'd like to just get that they tried it.
We can get that, so far we can get that, although we haven't. We can get that for the multiple choice questions, not the programming ones.
The other thing I can do, Ralph, is I can just go and walk behind them.
Well, no, I think it would be nice to know, you know, how many times did they try each one, you know.
And I'd like to know that, but I mostly just care that they tried.
Yeah.
Because they like the idea that they can get it wrong and try again.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wouldn't want to publicize that I knew how many times they tried, even if I knew.
Yeah.
Because they like the idea that it's kind of anonymous.
Yep.
And that somebody is.
I think it done used that way. It's part of the learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
And they can study for the final exam from those.
Which is, they're very keen on, and I've pointed that out several times during the class. They said, but can we use these during the exam? And I'm like, yep. Anything that you put on your wiki, you can look at during the exam.
Mm-hmm.
So I do an open wiki with the idea that they're kind of building themselves a textbook.
Yeah.
And the idea is none of them do, but the idea that they can is the issue. funny, by the time they finish making babies have everything, they know it already.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So you all are in Unit 2?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Hello, Melissa.
Oh, hey, Melissa.
Yeah.
Just said hello.
Hi, Gemma.
Yeah. I didn't know when you joined.
We were just seeing how everything's going. How is everything going with you, Melissa?
Everything's going great. We're just about to wrap up Unit 2. I have the Where's North app left to do,
Uh-huh.
and we're finishing up hardware this week. We have a crazy week. We have a half a day and then a day off on Thursday, so I think I'll be wrapping up Unit 2 next week.
Hey, you mentioned the Where's North app. Did you see you guys get the forum comments? That someone posted on the forum that they had their students use the Where's North app to do a field trip in school. And
cool.
apparently it was the fact that they were walking around with an app that they built was a big hit in the school, and they got all kinds of students wanting to sign up, and the teachers were all excited about it as well. Did you see that? It wasn't one of our teachers. It was one of the online teachers.
Tammy.
Cool.
It sounded like a nice idea. Not necessarily using the Where's North app, but just the idea of having, as a way of recruiting students for next year's classes to go around, have your students go around with their apps on a field trip.
You want to hear something fun, Ralph?
What's that?
I was at, was it not Taste of Chat, Celebrate Tolland this weekend, and people were asking me to have my kids write their group's apps.
Uh-huh.
The fire department, have you ever heard of knock boxes? They're the keys that they use to get into buildings.
Uh-huh.
So they have like a locked box that has a fire key box. All different places on every single building. They wanted us to build an online database that they could load up where all the knock boxes are by building by address. But they also wanted the ability to download it locally, so when they had a bad storm or something like that and it knocked off service, that they still have the information. That's really easy to build. And I think that one of my students, I think Alicia's going to do it for the Technovision Challenge, if it all fits in what they can do. Because that's for every fire department all over the place, so we could actually put it up like a junior HBOS.
Uh-huh.
Which I think is a cool idea.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the data is available, sure, getting it into an app wouldn't be that hard.
Well, and they could put it on fusion tables, like your guys did during the summer.
Uh-huh.
So that would make it a little bit more secure.
Yep. Yeah, you'd have to worry about security there, I think.
Actually, it's public information. You'd think so, because somebody could break into one, but they said it's public information.
Is that right?
Betsy,
Yeah?
I'm happy your student is doing Technovation Challenge.
Yeah.
Can you get her to do the NC with aspirations too?
Type it up, Chinma. Type that. NC Wit?
Yeah.
Yeah, NC Wit aspirations. Yeah, I'll get her to sign up for that. They
She'll
were
be
looking
very
at
good.
girls' code, but it's a kind of a big commitment.
No, she'll be very good for it.
Okay, I'll send that to myself.
Yeah. She has from now till November to complete the application.
Okay.
So she can do it a bit at a time.
So are there any App Inventor issues that you'd like to talk about? No? Things are okay?
It's not a big issue in some of the tutorials. The older screen captures of like the math things, like we're doing Where is North, and some of the kids thought they had the wrong math block because the old math block just had the plus on it where you could mutate it and change it to plus, divide, whatever. The new one just has the add numbers for that and add numbers for multiplication. So they thought they had the wrong block. But I told them that that's just the mutator, and that's when we had our talk about what the mutator was and how it changes things.
Do you mean that the mutator itself has changed? Because I know it used to be
for it for the math. It used to be plus. So on Where is North, it shows a plus. And on it now, it's just a box that is the standard mutator app. You click on it to bring up the menu. So they were worried that the image would change. They thought they had the wrong block.
Yeah, we have to update some of them. In fact, one of my friends has made me a list of the tutorials that need the blocks up, so we'll start to work on that. It may take a while longer for the interactive quizzes to be updated, but we can update the tutorials. You're right, though. Yeah, so you all know what Mike's talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to let them know that the App Inventor has changed that, and we haven't had a chance to update some of the tutorials. Do they find it really confusing?
No, just a few of them were hesitant to break it, and I told them there's nothing they can do that can't be fixed based on what they have.
Hi, Taylor. We can't hear you. If you're not muted, oh, now you're muted. Maybe you have to turn up your mic volume.
Or it could be that lovely setting that I had a problem with last year.
Oh, we can't hear you.
You can try type in Taylor.
Typing. How do I do that?
Now we can hear you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, good.
All right. Well, I need to log off because I'm at the library that's about to close.
Bye, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Bye.
Thanks
We'll
for
see
coming. Let us know how things are going. Keep in touch.
I will.
Bye. Good luck.
Thanks.
Bye, Laura.
Bye.
So the other Laura is trying to get on. She's having trouble, I guess. Her school is blocking the link, the email. I don't know.
What's happening?
Laura C is trying to get on, and she's saying the school email is blocking the link to the Hangout, and she's saying she's at home on her own computer and it's still blocked. I don't know.
Here she comes.
Got it.
It's on now.
Yep.
I guess it's because the other Laura left, so there was space.
I think the rule is you can only have one Laura at a time in the Hangout.
You want me to bag out so somebody else can get on, Jima?
No.
Okay.
But they allow 2 mics. That's not fair.
Laura, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I had 2 Gmail accounts open, and I had to close one down so I could get the other one.
Yeah, I have to do that too.
So, how's everything going, Laura and Taylor?
You go first, Laura.
It's going pretty well. The kids are working on the third part of the Martin Luther King application. They're just starting to work on. Well, they got the thing with the shaking and the what's the other thing that they had to do? Getting the icon on the phone and all that. They got that working today. Tablets don't shake, obviously, but they got it working. What they're going to be working on the next couple of days is personalizing it. And for some reason, my class just seems really reluctant to jump in and do things. They just kind of want to sit back and wait for me to tell them what to do. So I'm just telling them to look for pictures and sound files that they want to use and be creative and have fun with it.
I have a big thing that I can share, which is probably 100 different sound files. including farts and burps and everything.
Ooh, that would have been really good because that was the trouble I had. My kids couldn't get any sounds.
Yeah, that'd be
I
great.
also have a website for
Yeah,
Batman things.
when the kids, we found sounds, and then the next day the school blocked them.
I'll send over.
That's definitely an issue.
I'll put it as a share to Google on Google Drive, and I'll send it up to Pauline, and she can send it out. Well, it's Mobile CSP, so I'll share it with you guys. Pauline, did I already share it with you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let me see if I can. Pretty sure I have it there. I know I have it. I'll do that tonight before I go to bed.
Hey, so Melissa, why did the school block the sounds?
Because I guess because the kids were downloading audio files and they didn't want them to do that. And basically the way it works at our school is you have to request sites before, and then they will not block them. But I didn't know what sites to request before we started that part of the app. So we found sites. I had somebody from the media, one of the media specialists, come up and give us ideas. We used them. The next day we went back in and they had blocked them all. So I'm just trying to find out why that happened, and I'm trying to get some sites not blocked. But it's very frustrating. But I didn't know what sites to tell kids to use. I was letting them find their own, and that's just the way it works at school. So
Did you? I assume you checked out the links on the site to the open source media resource.
Absolutely, we were using the Creative Commons. We were doing all the right things. Like I said, we spent a whole class period. I had one of the media specialists come up and do an entire lesson on how to find images, media, audio, everything through Creative Commons, and we were using those sites. So
And they blocked Creative
kind of
Commons.
aggravating.
Wow.
Yeah.
They blocked Google on me one day, Ralph.
That's lovely.
It's amazing what they do.
Well, I don't know. I suppose on the other hand, if you have these crazy terrorists posting decapitations on YouTube, I can see some schools wanting to block stuff. But,
No, that they won't go
Stuff that isn't getting blocked.
huh? What's that, Taylor?
That's the stuff that isn't even getting blocked.
Yeah, I
right,
guess.
Taylor.
They block innocent sounds from open source sites. But anyway. So Taylor, how's everything in your school?
It's interesting. We're still figuring it out. I have like kids who are on completely different levels, so it's like I'm teaching two different classes, which is something I'm still trying to figure out. But we just finished they're making their own soundboard apps, but with the lack of sounds that we could get access to, most of the kids just had the buttons do a text to speech, so that way they were still having sounds. But unfortunately, we couldn't do the sounds they wanted.
Because of similar reasons, you couldn't find sounds?
Yeah, everything that the kids clicked on was blocked, and we tried so many different sites. So it'll be nice when we have that Google Drive of sounds.
I'll get that up tonight.
We can put sounds up on TeacherTube. We put our videos up there, right? As alternate. Have you noticed that we have alternate links to TeacherTube?
Yep, that's still blocked at my school too, though. So.
TeacherTube is blocked?
They block everything.
Oh my goodness. Oh well. But we could put a folder of sound. I mean, if we can figure out a way to share, uncopyrighted or open copyrighted video sounds and images, we can put them up there and people can download.
Just put them on a Google Drive.
But what if they block Google Drive?
No, they can't. They haven't blocked Google Drive, except for when they blocked Google. But I mean, we have our school actually uses Google Drive, so they're not blocking that now.
Well, when you have issues like this, Taylor, post something on the forum, and maybe somebody can point you to something that will get.
Okay, that's a good suggestion.
I've noticed that There've been pretty good response times on the forum.
Yeah. My kids all signed in and said hi.
Yeah. I noticed, Betsy.
Well, it was the best way to get them to see where it was.
Once all the teachers, and I think all of you guys have already put in all your student names, and we're going to send out the surveys if we haven't already done it. I think we're going to have close to 500 students
Wow.
from your classes.
Awesome.
So we should have, some pretty good data this year.
Yeah, I should. Maybe they'll up your NSF grant, Ralph, and give you another couple of years.
No, I doubt it, but we can see. I think we have a meeting coming up in January where I'll have to report all this stuff. So.
I don't think there's anybody that's got as many people out there as you do.
Oh, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Not for sustained, because I had somebody doing the Alabama program,